I'm Cindy Schreiber, and I've been with the agency here for 29 years. They first both started in the program in our school-based program, and I was blessed with having their school at that time, so I got to know the boys a little bit. Their matches ended up moving to our community-based program, so while they were involved, I would often pick them up and take them to activities. Stop by their house on Rose Avenue, they'd be sitting on the porch ready to go, they'd hop in the car, they'd start talking, they just seemed always enthusiastic about doing anything, getting out to do things.
When Chad and I were first matched, I just remember living in New Haven in an apartment, and I would drive to his house on Rose Avenue and pick him up, and we would do something simple, whether it was an activity at Big Brothers Big Sisters or just going to Pizza Hut and getting pizza.
I enjoyed going out and doing a lot more things, being interactive with the community more.
There was never any favorite activity that I can recall. He might recall one, but it always centered around just him and I being together and having fun.
Most everything me and Don ever did was fairly fun.
I didn't know what to expect in the beginning. I just knew I was going to be hanging out with somebody at lunchtime. Like, he'd come in once a week and hang out with me and eat lunch with me and talk about stuff going on in life and things like that.
Our president and CEO at the time, Mike McClellan, was talking about a relatively new program called Lunch Buddies. How Lunch Buddies worked is we would go and we'd eat lunch, and then for the rest of that time, we could do an activity, the two of us, unless we were in detention.
Oh, so the first time we probably got together, I was probably in homeroom. I got in trouble. I didn't like doing my homework.
Honestly, when we first started, I bet there was 4 or 5 weeks in a row where we'd have lunch and we'd have to go to detention. And I would joke with Andrew, I'm like, okay, I've already been in detention more with you than I've been in my entire school career myself. I said, so we're not doing this anymore.
Feel good. I was about to. He wouldn't say yell at me, but he'd get on my case and be like, man, come on, dude. Like, I don't want to be sitting in the homeroom with you all the time. Every time I come in here, it's like you're sitting in the homeroom.
I don't know that we had detention ever again. I don't know, it was fun. I'd leave here for about an hour. We'd have lunch, we'd do some different things. When we became full-time matches, there was a little anxiety there at first. Didn't know what what we were getting into.
So it was a little weird in the beginning. Yeah, it was a little weird, but as it started to progress, it was just like a normal life routine kind of thing going on with life. So
my favorite memory with Andrew is the times we would go to Chuck E. Cheese. We'd take my kids. I mean, we would sit in Chuck E. Cheese for hours. Andrew would just constantly win all these tickets, play skee ball. He knew how to bounce that ball and win all these tickets. And then he would insist on giving all the tickets to my kids. So my kids loved it. Andrew had a great time, and that was just one of my favorite memories.
I reflect back in the fact that Chad was, in my mind, in some ways, my first child.
I used to do everything with the family out there, like parties, cookouts, birthdays, weddings, stuff like that. I used to do all that stuff for them.
One of the continuous aspects of Chad and I's relationship is his help and involvement on our family farm business in southern Allen County.
When we first started up, we would go out to dinner and we would go to watch a movie or something back then. But after we were matched for a while, I started going out to the farm with him. I think the funnest thing that I do with Don is whenever they get a new tractor, we got to learn everything about it.
Chad has learned and continued to evolve his involvement and has taken on additional responsibility, which speaks volumes for the guy that he is, not afraid to learn something new. And so he can drive semis, he can drive tractors. It really has spoken a lot for who he is today.
I met Don through really this connection.
Michael and I are friends, and Chad and his brother Andrew, we've been attached all the way through this journey in some way.
Me and Chad used to fight when we were kids, but as we got older, you know, we just became friends, and then I came out here and worked on the farm a couple times with them and stuff like that, so it was always a good time. I actually loved it, like every year. I always ask Chad, I'm like, man, when we gonna start bailing? Like, I'm ready to bail.
We would get together, the four of us, numerous times and do events, social events, Big Brothers, Big Sisters events together. So benefits that have come out of being involved in this program over the years, meeting other people, making new friends. I'm more than humbled to be a part of this program and just telling Chad and I's story, which has just been our journey through life together and making us both better.
I'm going to say the biggest thing that Andrew has shown me is that it doesn't take a lot of time to make an impact on someone's life. Just to have somebody to talk to, I think is critical.
It's a great experience. Like, you're helping some little child out, you know, getting them through life, and, you know, just being a good supporting, you know, a good backbone for someone to have support from. Like, anytime I really have a big issue, I can call Mike anytime.
I think every child can benefit from interaction, and Big Brothers Big Sisters provides that avenue for interaction for certain families in our community that need that.
When we are pairing these matches and trying to find the right fit, you know, we can never 100% make sure that it's, you know, the match is going to go the distance. But when they do, that's when you see the lifelong changes. And it's not just with the kids, it's with the volunteers too.